because really you can't tell just by looking. Kids can fool you in lots of different ways. Sometimes it can look like a child isn't paying attention or isn't responding to noises in the environment or to their name. But other times it can look like kids are super visually hypervigilant. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they track everything with their eyes. The mom leaves the room and their eyes never sort of leave the mom. So they can trick you, because on one hand it can look like they're not hearing. On the other hand, they're being so conditioned to the environment around them that they can respond to visual cues that we as hearing people are not even aware of. We had a mom once say, I know my child can hear because at whatever time of day, they can hear my husband coming down the driveway before I do. Well, what was happening when we started to really visualize it is, what was happening in this child's case is that the dog would run to the door at the same time every day when the dad was coming home, because the dog was hearing the truck and the kid was cueing into the dog's signal, right? So they have lots of strategies that we're not always aware of. But I would say a really early sign is if so only a very small percentage of speech occurs on the lips. So sometimes deaf and hard of hearing people are expected to be really good lip readers, but all look the same, right? Pat, cat, sat, right? Only the P is visible. So one of the things, so for my own son, he was calling myself and my husband mama, 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 mama. He could see the M, but could not see the D for da, 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 da. And he had a maximum conductive hearing loss from one ear infection that never resolved. And I had no idea, even as an audiologist, even as an educated mom, right? But what I noticed was that this developmental milestone of being able to say mama and dada was not happening. It was just mama, only what he could see on my lips. Some of those sounds were the ones that were being, so some of those cues, like even really early differences in babbling. The other thing I would say is the #1 risk indicator for kids for deaf or hard of hearing is parental concern. So one of the problems with newborn hearing screening is that parents can dismiss their own gut sensation because the child passed the hearing test, right? They might have said, I don't think my child is hearing, or I'm noticing that they aren't responding to certain noises or sounds, but they passed the hearing screening, so it can't be a hearing loss, right? But we know that kids can develop hearing loss at any point in time, whether it's because of an ear infection or because of some other developmental process. So really listening to parents' concerns. If they have any worries that their child isn't hearing or isn't communicating, a referral to an audiologist is a really good place to start to just rule out a hearing concern.